Boone always has dozens of irons in the fire, yet he has the ability to strategically think and is always looking forward. I first saw the Spartan Pledge a few months ago at the VFW Nevada Midwinter Conference during an honor dinner for Medal of Honor recipient and Vietnam veteran Donald Ballard. As I watched everyone rise to their feet and recite the Spartan Pledge with Dave Souza, who's sitting right up front here, I felt the power of the brotherhood and sisterhood of veterans of all eras. It was one of those moments that stops you in your tracks and you know you've witnessed something special. I reached out to Boone to hear from him the inspiration for the pledge and what he was thinking when he wrote it. After we talked a little bit, I asked him if he would take a chance and partner with me, the director of the VA, a government federal agency, and much to my surprise, he didn't hesitate, and here we are today. Welcome, Boone Cutler.
Ladies and gentlemen, thanks for coming here today. A little bit about myself. I am Boone Cutler. I travel the country and I talk about some of the things that warfighters go through. Okay, it's kind of like the state of the community address. And I say we talk about the suicide stuff, we talk about the job stuff, we talk about the homeless stuff, but we also talk about maintaining a mission. Because we know that every warfighter needs two things to survive. That's a battle buddy and a mission. And the Spartan Pledge is based upon those two principles. When you're in a combat situation, when you go to basic training, from day one in basic training, what is your drill sergeant or your drill instructor always asking you? Hey, jackass, where's your buddy? Maybe some other colorful words. Where's your buddy? Where's your buddy? Where's your buddy? And I say the same thing to you. Out here on this side of the wire, where is your buddy? Because if you're not checking on them, they're not checking on you, and you have a break in contact. Because 2 is 1, and 1 is none. That's just the way we live. That's the way we survive. That's the way our DNA is built. We come back home, and we start trying to live the world as one person. It doesn't work. And then what happens? We get some stuff that creeps into the mind, and it's the great distortion. The great distortion for warfighters in America is the world will be better without me. And if you thought that, and a lot of people have, it's right before you take that next step to take your own life. If you ever have that distortion in your mind, the world will be better without me. My family will be better without me. I am nothing anymore. I don't deserve to be here. I'm just dragging everybody down. See, people think that suicide in the warfighter community has to do with someone who's quitting. They're not quitting. They're distorted. They think that they are helping the people around them, their family, their loved ones, their community, by not being there because they feel like a burden. And the reason they feel like a burden, the reason I felt like a burden, the reason this pledge was created is so warfighters can link up with other warfighters and say, hey brother, hey family member, before you get to that moment in time, I want you to know I'm going to be here. I make that commitment. The world is not better without you, because if you try and do that when you're in the funky funk, you guys know what the funky funk is? You can't do it. So you got to have a plan ahead of time. Because the Spartan Pledge is a battle drill. And you've been in a combat situation, you know what battle drills are. When this happens, I do that, and it's automatic. It's the same thing. Now I'm going to talk about that great distortion because we have a wonderful person up here, Justine Beal. Her husband took his own life. And I want you guys to listen to what she says. Come up here, Justine. Now we've talked before, you've been on the radio show. I just want to ask you one question. Was your life better now that Josh took his own life?
Definitely not.
Just take a couple minutes and tell this group what it was like the day after he took his own life. Let them know how things are not so much better.
So the day after was still quite a shock, a struggle. I can honestly tell you that every day I deal with guilt. Guilt, the shoulda, coulda, wouldas, the what ifs. I deal with great depression. It's a struggle to get up every single morning. And I can tell you, honestly tell you, that within a couple days of Josh's death, I had found a couple of suicide notes from him. And in one of his notes, he had wrote, "You will be better off without me." better off. I can go on and on about the stories of hecticness and craziness that my life has been after that. But I can also tell you this, in 30 days since Josh's passing, 40 of his closest battle buddies had also taken his life. These were guys that came to me and told me that Josh had saved their lives more than once, that Josh was their hero. They looked up to Josh. Let that sink in. 40 guys in 30 days. So it's not just the family that takes the hit when you commit suicide. It's everybody. It's hundreds of people. That ripple effect goes beyond what you can even imagine. And so now I struggle every day. I get up, I help veterans out, and you don't see it, but the pain is there. And I'm just like you, I'm really good at hiding it. I cover it up. But I still get up there, still here today, still pained, still feeling guilty. But just know this community is really, really great. I mean, you look around, if this is your first time reaching out for help, do it, because we will help you. We will step out. I wake up at 2 o'clock in the morning if you call me. This is a great community here. We help you.
Give a round of applause, everybody. Definitely not an easy thing. Now, we got a couple things planned, so don't anybody take off. The sun has come out. You can take a chair. You've already done the church thing. Hello, welcome. God loves you. Up here, we have the Spartan sword, the Spartan Pledge sword. The Spartan Pledge sword was forged from the metal from the World Trade Center. It is a beautiful thing. Before this event is over today, you're going to have the opportunity to come up, look at it, take some photos with it, but just take the time to look at it before today is over with. And we're going to do that in a very coordinated way. But before we do anything else, let's get kind of loosened up a little bit. Let's have a little bit of fun. We got Sable over here. He came over all the way from Florida. He's a little non-acclimated, let's just say. I don't think he's ever had to rap with half the amount of oxygen in the air. This should be fun. If I lose these papers, traumatic brain injury will take over and the whole thing will go nuts. Everybody, Sable, give him a round of applause.
What's going on, Reno? Like you said, I'm still acclimating. Florida weather is definitely not as cold as this. And you guys need to bring it on in. Make me feel a little warmer, but don't be scared. Come on now. A little bit about myself. Army combat veteran. I served 5 years in the Army as a 19 kilo, as a tanker. Did two combat tours in Iraq. Me and my unit fought in the Battle of Najaf and in the Battle of Fallujah. Lost a lot of our guys out there. And right now, I'm in West Palm Beach enjoying the weather. Yeah. Got out the Army in 2007, did a rough patch. Once again, I was in that distortion mode. Struggled a little bit, lived out of my duffel bag. Went from Bakuba, Iraq, to West Palm Beach, Florida, in the months of 2-3 months. No transition period whatsoever. Wasn't trained to live amongst the civilian population after what was going on in Iraq. Got a couple of jobs, armed security. After that, I did 3 years of mentally, physically, and spiritually rehab, I should say. Once I felt like I was physically fit and mentally ready, that's when I decided to do private contracting in Afghanistan. Did that for a couple years, got out, hung my white flag and said, you know what, it's time to move on to the next chapter. Amongst all that, I was doing music. That was my form of therapy. Amongst that, my form of therapy became therapeutic to my fellow warfighter community. And receiving messages and emails of how somehow my words and music was transcending into the warfighter community, saving lives, was honor in itself. So here we are in Reno, got the phone call from Boone Cutler and said, hey, what are you doing, guy? I need you out here in Reno to perform for the audience. We're conducting the Spartan Pledge ceremony. No questions asked. I said, I'll be there, Boone. Under one condition. Can I bring my battle buddies with me? So alongside me, I got my brother Solo, and I got my other brother Chris, and we're here to put on a great show for you guys. But I want to first thank Lisa and Boone and all you guys for the wonderful and warm welcome you guys gave us straight off the plane. Beautiful city, beautiful people. You guys ready? Thank you. Bring it closer now, don't be scared. Come on down. Let's do it. Where we at, DJ? Mic's on. So telling me to stop, drop what I'm doing. Telling me no one is ever gonna relate to the music I'm pushing. Telling me to give it up, there is no future. Stop pursuing what you're doing. Just fall back and keep it moving. Telling me you're never gonna shine. Wasting your time with these military rhymes. You're never gonna lead, you're never gonna win, you will never succeed. That little that they know, I will never fold, I will never fall subject to this world that's so cold. Oh, it's so cold. Oh, with the mind of a warrior, spirit of a fallen soldier, heart of a killer, emotions cold as a northern tundra. Come on. So how can it move me, break me, and shake me? I'm born of a new league, born of a new breed, born to take lead just like time. Still warming up, guys. Turn it up a little bit. Turn it up a little bit. Turn it up a little bit more, baby. Let's go. One more volume. Want this to feel like a party? Born in the 80s, raised in the 90s, top pedigree, born from a dying breed. I'm he who's taught in the streets how to follow the code and be quick to bleed. Young kid, you know, speaking no English, so I picked up the Spanish that thing. It was on and pop in the double click face fighting against the racial tensions. For me and mine, I will defend. Young hustler, here's what commends. Young G, here's what you say. How to hate at an early age now. There's more for the dude getting rude cause he don't know who I am. Look, you don't know who I am. There's chance I'ma make you understand. While I'm all like, get away, bro. Get away, go. Get away, go. Let's go. Years passed, to make that military cash. Serving honorably, and then became this lyrical monstrosity. Feeling like a mask, Jim Carrey. Somebody stop me. Influential flow, the soldier's lost voice. Combat pro, here we go. From beginning to end, I'm at it again. I'm at it to win, accumulating more enemies, less friends. Mr. Flow so cold, the lyrical beast from what's been told. Anti-social, through these whack rappers, through looking the game with the whack crap antics. Feeling like strangling, mangling every single one of them. Let's go. There's more for the dude getting rude cause he don't know who I am. Well, you don't know who I am. Chance I'ma make you understand. Tell them all that. Get away, go. Get away, go. Get away, go. Get away, go. So here we are, by far. Dealing with the root shoots, some of it is not in the mood. And nothing good to say will get from around me. And what's around me is veteran soldiers who don't play, who ain't got time for the judging passion. But no sense of understanding, and no sense of pure ignorance that the chosen gun. But they stay faded on, dealing with the fraudulence of those inhaling oxygen that's polluted. Ears stay muted through the bullshit that comes from those who abuse it. Now keep the aura, master on my own. So we go, hot smoke, and we goes.
voice, lost voice. Come on, there's one for the dude getting rude cause he don't know who I am. Love don't know who I am. Love chance I'll make you understand. Tell them all like, get away, go, get away, go, get away, go, get away, go.
Question is,
What you fighting for?
what you guys fighting for?
What you fighting for? What you fighting for? What you fighting for? I'm fighting for a team to never struggling again. Fight for us to never break no bed. Fight for those forgotten dealing with transgressions. For those out on mission with their hearts racing. Fight for those constantly climbing uphill, searching for a chance to make a difference. You better believe I'm fighting for these, the ones with no voice, the ones with no choice, the ones behind bars. For mentally oppressed, for those post-traumatically stressed, for those who turn nothing to something, a better living, I'm hunting, fighting for a better me, to better dreams, so our kids can look up to well-rooted dream, fighting for one's freedom, the underdog, fighting for the underprivileged poor. Now answer this, what you fighting for? So what you fighting for? My intelligence. So what you fighting for? My education. So what you fighting for? My freedom of speech with a life of peace. So what you fighting for? My knowledge. So what you fighting for? My innovation. So what you fighting for? My freedom of speech with a life of peace, rising above no elevation. For those to live, for those to survive, fighting as hell, as we all know it's like fighting against hardships and hard times, letting people know. So still fighting the grind, fighting to not be a headline with a team on the same mind.
Let's go.
So what you fighting for? My intelligence.
So what you fighting for?
My education.
So what you fighting for?
My freedom of speech with a life of peace and the powers of expression.
So what you fighting for?
My knowledge.
So what you fighting for?
My innovation.
So what you fighting for?
My freedom of speech with a life of peace, right above known elevations.
For those that know this one, feel free to sing along with me. TK, where you at? Better yet, feel free to walk with me. Let's walk.
You see me walking, move over, walking for a purpose, emotion surface. So why you nervous? So why you nervous? We on a mission to refocus, bringing awareness to all the non-soldiers. Pay close attention to our voices. Pay close attention to our voices. As I walk through the shadows of death, all I can think about is all those who left, celebrating their life and not the death. For those who took that initial step and knowing it can lead to their last breath, putting everything above their needs, above their needs. It shows self the surface. It shows how a man can make a difference. A man of conquest, 50,000 miles marching for a purpose, trying to bring changes, metamorphosis, define obstacles within his courses, even within himself, meaning no pain here's a dull dosage. A man who prefers his actions, speaking for his words, and knowing his words carry weight. At any given time, he can ignite or disinflate any situation on a mission to walk on the states. Move over, walking for a purpose, emotion surface. So why you nervous? So why you nervous? We on a mission to refocus, bringing awareness to all the non-soldiers. Pay close attention to our voices. Pay close attention to our voices. So here we are, walking, marching side by side. No worries on those who criticize, for they do not know, like most, the significance of this walk from coast to coast, with no limitations from the one who saw his sword to protect his nation, to implement whether it rains or snows, and nothing can stop him from reaching his goals. Even have no restraints, not even Dwight Howard can stop him within the pain. Yeah, it's true, he's never set foot in a battlefield, battling his own demons, and the holy field, only simply meaning a man of faith, praying for inner strength. Why? move over, walking for a purpose, emotion surface. So why you nervous? So why you nervous? We on a mission to refocus, bringing awareness to all the non-soldiers. Pay close attention to our voices. Pay close attention to our voices. This is going out to all the men and women of no fear. Only sheer perseverance, endurance is paramount. To veterans working miracles within the network. Time never wasting, full circle, clockwork. To the ones who's off limits, not even the sky is a start or a finish. No darkness can diminish the shine within their mission. So try and outrun, outmarch, outgun. Saying walking, move over, walking for a purpose, emotion surface. So why you nervous? So why you nervous? We on a mission to refocus, bringing awareness to all the non-soldiers. Pay close attention to our voices. Pay close attention to our voices.
Alright, this next one, I titled it Animal. Wrote this one in a dark place. So if you have your animal instinct caged up,
and persistence in spite of all obstacles,
I feel you.
discouragements, and impossibilities. It is this.
Just gotta learn how to
that all
live
things
and manage that
distinguish
animal
the strong
instinct.
soul from the weak.
Check it.
Purple Heart Series. PTSD, affecting every move I make, trying everything not to break, trying to shake it off. 3 seconds away forever to saw it off. Off the wall, ready to blow my brains off. You better get brains out, double barrel every single mother standing around me. Better watch out. I'm not sterile, big poke the pride, venomous injection, something I can't forget to mention. Who knows what's flowing through my bloodstream, flowing through my vertigo, situation getting critical. But guess what? I'm still here, yo. They will never know. 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 How can someone in their right mind take the time to heal when they were trained to kill? International assassin, getting the job done without asking questions. Now, and you can label us employers repelling, staring in the mirror, where's the reflection? So confused, did I leave my soul in combat? Still strapped, damn that. I gotta get it together for the better move forward toward my goal, knowing I'm battling a double-edged sword. Rewards, there ain't none. I'm just a simple soldier who puts his life behind a gun. They will never know. They will never know. They will never know. They will never know.
So now right there, ladies and gentlemen, is the first portion of our performance. We're going to move on into the Spartan Pledge.
Every day take their own lives in this country. 23.
I want to
So
welcome
far,
the
that is
brother
over
up on stage.
100,000. 100,000 deaths. 100,000 dead.
Tighten up. We're going to move on to Spartan Pledge. And after that, we'll hit you with the second phase of the performance. Thank you, guys.
Thank you, Sable. Everybody give him a round of applause. I want to do this a little bit different, okay? The crowd's going to get some participation. I think the blood's thickening up a little bit. Everybody's not so cold. Sable's warm. You got some hip hop. I'll tell you what. Justine, can you please stand up again? The one thing that we know is we have to support our families. And by family, I mean not just if your blood family, but those that are loyal to you, because that's your family, your warfighter family. Justine, would you come down here real quick and just grab that sword right there? I want everybody to take a look at this sword as she's making her way back down here. And get your mind right, because I'm going to tell you what the pledge is and what it's all about. The pledge is only 2 sentences. The first sentence is right there. I will not take my own life by my own hand until I talk to my battle buddy first. Now, people criticize me for that. They say, Boone, how come it can't be, I will not take my own life ever? Anybody who says that has never been in the funky funk. Because when you're in the funky funk, you can't think about forever. You're just trying to get through the next minute, the next 30 seconds. And again, it's a battle drill. So you know when you get in that situation, you got one move to make. And that one move is that one call. Now I say, take the Spartan Pledge, save your buddy +1. You don't take the Spartan Pledge for yourself. You take it for your buddy. You're making the commitment ahead of time, saying, hey, when you get in the funky funk, I got your back. It's not about you, it's about them. And that's the difference. That's why it works. Because a warfighter is a selfless human being, but we take care of our buddy. Why will we take care of ourselves? Because it's the only way to take care of our buddy. Now some people mix up the second part right there. My mission is to find a mission to help my warfighter family. Because again, a warfighter without a mission is a dead warfighter. But a warfighter with a mission is a deadly warfighter. If you don't have a battle buddy next to you and a mission in front of you, then you're probably not getting it right. Look down here. Turn around, Justine. I want to take the Spartan Pledge right now. We do it a special way when we have these ceremonies. If you want to help your buddy, you have to take the pledge and then give it to them. So if you're a warfighter, step up right here, show some support to Justine, come up to the table.